Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Uniswap, seeing what's going on. This is actually quite interesting. We actually hit our first profit target, and it does look likely we might actually hit our second. I'll explain why here in a minute. But the reason why I find this to be interesting is just the way that the chart is lining up. We got tons and tons of volume at this level here, even more so in this just say 2 or 3 day span than we did in roughly a full week. Okay, so a lot of volume at this price point. That $6.20 range is extremely sought after. So we'll talk about that and much more. We'll look at liquidation data. And quickly to note, thanks again so much for the wonderful feedback here. Been receiving, took some nice scalps here from ETH, Solana, Matic, AVAX. We basically hedged our long with some shorts and came out very, very much in the green. Same thing as well here too. Take a look at this. We got what? Gala, 190%, Terra Classic 108. Uniswap, there's our Uniswap there trade. Took 3 days, 26% for a short, and of course KNC long at 29. I will cover that here soon. I got the request from one of my community members to get that covered. That's going to be one of my next ones here. But what I want to talk about is a few things first. So set the baseline with a liquidation level. So this is right where our profit target was at, right there at about the 590 range. Tons and tons of liquidation that just got swept. Okay, so again, be very, very careful being a late long. But at this point here, that may not even be the case, right? The price could very well continue higher now that that lower level has been swept. Just know there's still a lot of meat left on the bone here at about $5.60 and or $5 even. Okay, that's where the heavy concentrated volume is at right now. But as the price continues to double top there, right at the 630 range, we're starting to see a lot of shorts entering the market too at 650. And what I mean by shorts at 650 is just means they're probably shorting at the current price point or lower, but their liquidation levels are pretty high, and therefore 650 would be their liquidation. Okay. So again, keep in mind these are probably some high leverage shorts. So just be very, very careful using high leverage. Our trades are 5x leverage trades to give you perspective. So that was like a 5% swing. It was a 5x trade at 25% roughly. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily and work our way down, kind of see what's going on here. And we can note that the fair value gap here is still quite large. It goes all the way down to 525. That kind of speaks to our liquidation level. So keep in mind, price could pull back to that level. Also keep in mind we have a triple doji candle here, which is not really a thing. The double doji is typically what I like to trade. And what that basically just implies is whatever direction it's heading, it usually reverses itself after you double doji out. So the price is coming down here, 2 dojis here implies the price could very well come up. Okay. So again, keep in mind if you are in that trade that we took and you might have auto followed the trade or took it yourself, we did take, I think 70, 80% profit on our first target. So it's okay if the rest ride, because the way that the trade is set up is it'll automatically move your stop loss to break even. So please, please, please make sure that you at least do that if you're in the profit with whatever trade you're taking, whether or not you're part of my community or otherwise. All right, so let's take a quick look here at the daily and just kind of note a few things. We talked about fair value. The RSI plateaued at 70, which kind of speaks to that being a resistance level. Money flow index is still quite high. All the more reason why the price might actually continue upwards. We saw a slight dip this weekend, but so far today, with 6 hours left in a trading cycle, we've got the moving average already getting tested here on the volume. That's a pretty strong sign. Take a look at the, see here really quick, we are at a 5 on 2D sequential above all moving averages, still in great shape. I'm going to draw a trend line here just to kind of give us some understanding of where that 20-day SMA is trending, so we can kind of pay attention to that. Okay. Again, just kind of drawing that concurrent with the trend line. Because once more, you got to recognize most trend lines run fairly parallel with just, like 20-day, for example, on the daily, perhaps even the 100-day SMA on the 4 hour rather. We take a look here. Look at that. That's perfectly there. That is the 100-day SMA. So the simple way to understand it is that trend lines are your friend, right? We're above that trend line. We can presume the price will continue higher until it doesn't. Doesn't mean there's no shorting opportunities between now and then. It doesn't imply the price is going to go up either. It just tells us that if it comes down to that level, there's a potential for it to bounce off that range. And as we can see before, that's not even true at all. It came way below and continued way higher after. So be very, very careful shorting coins that appear to be overextended. Okay? There was a lot of technical analysis that went into our trade. And if you want to know what that looks like, watch my video from a couple of days ago. You'll understand that. So take a look at the 4 hour here. We've also got a fair value gap as low as 570. That also speaks to this here as well, letting us know that if the price comes down to 570, we could very well see 560 tested as well, that next amount of liquidity. Okay. So again, fair value gaps are not always filled, but oftentimes they are. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get one more wick down, because right now, so far, we're seeing a double top. Well, sorry, correction, I misspoke. Not a double top, lower highs. We've got 2 lower highs here. and we are continuing as well, if you will, for lower lows. You could also argue that we are providing somewhat of a pennant pattern with a price action, or sorry, a flag pattern rather, where the price action is essentially working itself into a flag. That is true. We got to be mindful of that. The price could very well surge up as well. All the more reason to probably not consider taking a trade, because the price action looks like it wants to be volatile and continue higher. But again, we're seeing a lot of resistance at this volume support at $6.25. That's essentially its new average true range is 625. So I would say a closure, solid closure about 625, maybe 630 or higher today, could give us the proof that the price wants to continue upwards. Another thing here as well is this liquidity level. Okay? Keep in mind, there's a lot of shorts up there that need to get swept, and the whales know it. So they're going to push it up here, and the price could continue lower after that, or it can come up, test this support, and continue higher. If we break below, or correction, above 670, we can presume that's going to be a new support. And that's a previous month close. If you're not curious, or if you're not familiar with that, I identified that in a previous video. Let's go ahead and summarize here and wrap it up. On the hourly, last thing we want to look at is confirmation. And we can verify that we are slightly confirming bullish tendencies here. Let me clarify what I mean by that, because by no means do you need to go long just because of this. But you can see we are above the cloud now. That's kind of a natural support level. We have a little bit of conversion above the baseline. That's also a proof that we are momenting upwards. Okay, when you look at this here, creating higher lows and so far parallel highs. Those typically break out to the upside. All right, that said though, the last but not least here is the lagging span. It's not really free and clear of the price action. So that's the only thing kind of concerning me here. If this was up here, for example, the price would be up here. We did get the confirmation that 625 is a new support, and we can go. So to me, a closure above 625, once again, resonates. I would like to see that before I continue or consider taking a long position with this coin. You also got to recognize Bitcoin is kind of calling some shots here. It's kind of being an ugly little beast. It's creating lower lows and lower highs, while concurrently, Avalanche is essentially in a position where it could be in a better spot. Okay. So again, or sorry, I misspoke, not Avalanche, Uniswap. Uniswap is definitely in a better position there. And I would say that with it holding above this level, there's a little bit more larger probability of the price going up than down right now. Okay? Again, I just want to see a solid closure above 625 to give me the little bit more confirmation that I'm going to want to take a long. For now, we kind of presume the price will go down until it doesn't, but we do have a good little shift in momentum here on the hourly. So let me know, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen here? What do you think are we going to see next for this coin? Are you long, are you short? Either way, please like the video, comment below, let us know exactly what's going on in your world. And obviously, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our exclusive offer with Bitunix. Use my link below and get $20 free bonus there just from trading futures. That is only available until November 30th. Keep in mind, if you've previously registered with my link, you're automatically eligible for that. You just got to trade. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.